What's up, guys? I'm Sean from RedEye, and I'm sitting here with a clown car named Desire.
Oh, hey, sorry, one more question. Where's the quarter machine?
Oh, it exists inside your mind.
So guys, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. I got a chance to see your show last night, which was amazing, by the way. So thank you. So just talk to me a little bit about how kind of the shows come together. You know, how does the writing happen? Do you guys do that as a collaborative? Just talk a little bit about that. Whoever wants to.
Yeah. Sure, I'll do it. So we go into a process and we all improvise together and then pitch scenes to each other, and we also bring in written pieces. So it's kind of a collaboration of improv writing, pitches, kind of a thing, and we all kind of come up with it together.
Yeah. And it's about 3 months worth of the old show that's running will slowly turn over, and they'll take out scenes from the old show and try new things in those slots. So sometimes as you're trying things out, they're kind of like half-baked, and you're like, wow, what are we doing tonight?
Yeah. You know, and as those scenes come in, they kind of start to, you know, give hints of what the show is going to be, and then, you know, we'll kind of jump on that and, you know, explode that. Like, you know, with the clown stuff in the show, you know, certainly, you know, it came from some we were messing around with that we just kind of just dug more into, and then, you know, it was throughout the show we would tie it into. So it's kind of nice and organic in that way, you know.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I mean, you guys obviously seem all like buddies and friends and stuff like that. How did the six of you come together to kind of form what you're doing now?
We were forced to be.
Yeah.
It was one of those things, held a gun to your head and said, you're going to perform with these five people.
But it kind of is the beautiful thing, like Second City hired us. So like we were all in the system in one way or another. Like a lot of us have toured, done cruise ships, you know, worked in theatricals, like written corporate stuff, and then you get asked to do this job, which is a dream job for, I would say, all of us.
Yeah.
And this group, it just comes together, and that's the magic, is that like you don't get to pick it, and then you're all in a room together just trying to like figure out what our collective voice is, and that's what the show is.
Yeah, absolutely. And how long, I guess, have the six of you now been together as one group? How long has that process been?
Since March,
Okay.
around, like
Yeah.
March, we've been together. The gentlemen did the show before
Gotcha.
together, and then all the ladies are new, so we all came into this process new. And I honestly think that because we all have such different voices, and like maybe we would never have been smashed together otherwise, that's why we have such a creative and like kind of cool show.
What is it that you want for your life to be a dream? To run away and join the circus where things aren't as they seem. Sleepwalking the tightrope, blissfully unaware that there's no net below you when you're 100 feet in the air.
I think one thing that I really noticed last night seeing your guys' show was how much you put together things that are really relevant now. You know, like people working in American Apparel and really kind of, you know, talking about hipsters and people that are, you know, Chicago-centric and all over the world, and then with catfish stuff and just things that are really, you know, being talked about now. Is that really kind of come about with a lot of the improv you do in the writing? Is that you guys really want to stick to stuff that is current?
No doubt, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a theater that's always prided itself on being relevant, being a sort of you know, reflection of what's going on. These words are used so much now that, you know, they can come across as cliche, but it's true, and that's what makes this place different. Is you know, certainly theater, but the fourth wall is kind of down. We're ourselves on stage, but we're speaking to these kind of relevant topics that, like you said, they can relate to, which makes it kind of this different, unique, you know, theater experience. Not that anyone else isn't doing it, but they've kind of had the same model here for, you know, the 50 plus years. And yeah, just kind of like, all right, what's going on? What are we talking about? What can we all like relate to?
Yeah.
And on the other hand, I feel like we're still given the freedom to like just do stupid stuff that tickles us too.
Yeah,
like
no doubt, yeah.
Whether it's going to be relevant 9 months from now or not, like if it makes us laugh, like we're allowed to do it, which is really, really special about this place too.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And what kind of leading into my next question was, how much of what I saw or what people see on stage is your personality for each of you? Do you think that what you really show on stage, I know for certain scenes probably isn't, but we see you guys having so much fun up there. Is that you? Is that the person that, you know, I'm talking to right now?
I would say, like, yeah, we're all having a ton of fun on stage together all the time. Even if we're playing different characters, I think the through line is we're all having fun together constantly.
Yeah, and not everyone is me. I mean, I wouldn't say that, like, oh, it's like, oh, cool, I know who she is based on that stuff that was happening. It's like, no, it's like, yeah, but like, yeah, I would say our energy is there, but we're not playing ourselves.
Yeah. I think some of them are like shades of us, you
Yeah,
know, where it's
yeah.
like, I might not actually do this, but I wouldn't do something so far from
Yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely.
It's like, ourselves are these, is this filter for these things that, and you may end up in a place that you certainly wouldn't have, but it's certainly filtered through, you 100% and the million little things that you went through in your life to make you, like, and what we, improv being the base of things and improv being about being guttural and reacting and being yourself and wearing your character as a thin veil and stuff. We do all these things that, like couldn't picture ourselves perhaps in that situation. But, for me personally, it's every choice is filtered through, 100% me. Yeah.
I play Michael for most of the show.
I kind of noticed a lot of that.
It rains.
Yeah.
It rains.
And so, just kind of talking a little bit about doing this in Chicago. I know a lot of you guys have different backgrounds, but the second city aside, what is it like performing in a city like Chicago that is so comedy focused and understands the art of what you're doing? Just talk a little bit about that, for you guys.
Well, I think that Chicago is a special place in that it's located in the heart of the Midwest, and so we kind of, I think, have the best of both coasts here, and it's kind of a great place to. We don't have like the industry here as much, so we can kind of like just get away with doing our own thing here, and it feels like this little clubhouse kind of, and I think our audience is made up of. A lot of tourists, but then also like just people who are from Chicago, like blue collar people who come here to see every new review, and that's, I think, special for all of us to perform to those kind of people who get all the inside Chicago jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's so unique about Chicago as well, and we're so lucky to have this because I think in LA and New York a lot of times it's sort of focused on like showcasey type things of like who's going to see me if I'm in this, what can I get out of this, and like and that's not completely true across the board, but here it's like we just want to put on the best show we can, and we're lucky that this is such a staple in Chicago that people come here night after night to see what's here,
Yeah, definitely. And do you guys have a favorite thing you've kind of all collabed on and worked on together? Whether it's a specific scene that you guys have done, is there something that really stands out where you're like, that's just, we've killed it with that specific thing? Is there something that stands out that's like that?
I like just how our show ties together. Like, I think that we did a good job in the show of putting a nice bow at the end of like all of a sudden everything starts weaving together, and there's these moments in our show where the audience will be like, oh, that's the thing from earlier.
Callbacks.
Yeah.
So I'm proud. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
In this show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's silly, and that's I think the biggest
Yeah.
thing that we had. Like, it feels like it says something, but doesn't take itself too seriously. And I would say that it feels like our collective voice is that like we like to have a lot of fun, but like there's heart to it, which was important.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think the last thing I just want to ask you guys is, if somebody's kind of on the fence, have maybe never gone and seen an improv show or anything scripted, what is kind of your guys' pitch to get somebody to come out and check out what you guys are doing? Because you put so much hard work into it and you try to perfect it every night. What is the little like come see us type thing that you want people to hear from you guys?
I
I'm
think
sure
it's
very
like-
genuine.
I feel like when you come here, you're like coming to a party. And like you're not allowed to talk during the party.
That's why we have an intermission.
That's great.
But it is like really fun because I feel like even on stage, like if we mess up or something, like the audience like celebrates that. I feel like every single thing we do is like celebrated, and we like work hard to like celebrate the audience too. And so it does feel like a party a lot of nights.
I feel like people come and are disappointed. Usually, probably a little disappointed before they got here. I mean, whatever. It's subjective, but it's so true. Like I have to remind myself it's an event for a lot of people to come. It's a special occasion. It's perhaps a yearly thing. It's a tradition that might run through your family. So it is like people. Because we're all just regular people who just worked their way up into this awesome job. So like I don't look out there and see all these people as like different from me, but people you could tell after the show when they see you like you're just casually going home and how much they loved or had fun. It was a party, and I mean that's just yeah, that's a good reason to come.
Yeah.
I think the two things about our show is you're gonna laugh, and it's not what you expect it's gonna be.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think that's the cool thing. Because like we hear people. That's the other thing too. Is like don't talk because we can hear people in the
Oh,
audience.
yeah.
In the beginning, it's a kind of a more like artistic looking opening, and so we come out and someone we heard the other night was like, "This is not what I expected." very judgy tone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got people in, light up suits dancing and ankles breaking and things.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, this isn't as awesome as like this big production. It's like they're laughing and they're having a great time just making fun of this process of trying to be some bigger thing than they are, which I think you guys do a
absolutely.
really great job of. So thank you so much for sitting down with me, guys.
Thank you.
Everybody should check out A Clown Car Named Desire. Fantastic show. Runs Thursday through Sunday, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Thursday through Sunday. So check thesecondcity.com for more information, and their pretty faces will be staring at you, wanting you to come see them. So thanks, guys, so much.
Thank you.
Bye.